All right, so one of the first things that you need to do when it comes to starting an eBay business is first and foremost, stop calling it an eBay business and call it a business on eBay. And the reason why I say this is because there's so many different types of businesses that you can build on eBay, and essentially you're just going to be using them as the platform for you to do so. For example, you can have a mobile phone shop, you can have a pet store, you can have a DIY store. There's so many different types of businesses that you can build specifically on eBay. So this is the first thing that you need to figure out. And one of the best ways for you to do this is to look at bigger sellers that are selling items that you could maybe see yourself selling in the future. So let's say, for example, you want to build a business on eBay that sells DIY equipment, let's say screwdrivers. The first thing that you're going to do to find a seller that's big and that's making a lot of money every single month is go to the search bar just like this and type in an item from that category, for example, screwdriver. And then what you're going to do is just scroll down and have a look at different types of listings that there are, just so that you can get familiarized with the way that eBay works. But most importantly, what you need to do is just click on any one of the listings. So for example, I might click on this one right here. All right, so one of the first things that you need to do from this point is have a look and see if the seller is actually successful in selling the item. So as we can see, this one has sold over 3,400 different units of this particular product. So far so good. I've kind of got an idea of how I want to build my store based on how this seller has structured their store. But what you want to do from this point is go back over to their listing, and then you're going to copy the username of the store just like this. And then you're going to sign up to something called Zik Analytics for a 7-day trial, where you're going to be able to do a little bit more research into this seller store. So once you've signed up to Zik Analytics using the link in my description down below for that 7-day trial, and then this is the page that you're going to see once you've clicked on the competitor research option. And then all you need to do is just paste the username in here and then click on search. First things first, we can see that in the last 30 days, this particular eBay seller was able to generate over £404,000 just in 30 days, which is absolutely crazy. And the reason why this is important to know is because it gives us an indicator that this seller is successful. Not only that, it also shows that the category of the products that they're selling are also successful too. Because if they can make this much money, it means that even for me to make a small fraction of what they're making, £10,000, £20,000 per month, it shouldn't be hard. Now, when it comes to starting my own eBay businesses, what I tend to do is find a successful seller like what I just showed you now. But then what I like to do is look at the top 5 best performing products in their store in the last 30 days. And then I will try and source those products myself, whether I want to do drop shipping, whether I want to import them to my office space and then ship them out myself. But using something like Zik Analytics is very useful because it gives us an indicator of which items people are buying the most. And then over time, bit by bit, what I tend to do is try and sell more and more of their winning products. I'll try and add them to my store, but first and foremost, I always start off with the top 5 ones. Now, the next step that you need to take if you are following along with what I'm doing when it comes to building your eBay business is that once you've looked at whatever competitor that you've looked at and you found whatever product that they're selling, before you start trying to find a supplier and you start trying to sell the product yourself, you need to make sure that the product is selling well in terms of you being able to have the best chance to sell it yourself if you wanted to. So if we look at the first one, which is a tape measure, what we now need to do is go over to the product research tab over here. And then right there, you guys can see that in the last 30 days, tape measures on eBay UK was able to generate £21,000, which is decent. When it comes to me looking for a winning product to add to my store, I like to make sure that the sales earnings in the last 30 days is minimum £15,000, £18,000. So this is definitely decent. It's not the highest, but it shows that money is being spent on tape measures. But one of the next most important things that you need to look out for is the successful listing rate. As you can see, tape measures have a 71% successful listing rate, which basically means that you've got a 71% chance of being able to make a sale if you added this product to your own eBay store. And for this number right here, I like to make sure that it's minimum 50%. So this is definitely above average. So now that we found a business on eBay that's doing $500,000 every single month in revenue, and we've also found their top performing items in the last 30 days, and we've been able to find one of their items that's doing a decent amount in terms of sales earnings as well as their successful listing rate, what we now need to do is find a supplier for the top 5 products in their store. So the next thing that we need to do is head over to Alibaba.com. And if you're new to my channel and you don't know what Alibaba.com is, it's simply a website that I go to find suppliers based in China. And if I feel like I found a definite winning product and I don't necessarily want to drop ship it, what I'll do is I'll import it to my office space and then I'll get my staff to ship it out for me on a regular basis. So the way that it works is that you just go onto the Alibaba website, type in whatever item you're looking for, and it's very simple to do. All you got to do is make sure that the supplier has been there for a certain amount of years. So for example, I wouldn't necessarily use this supplier right here that's only been there for 1 year, even though they're verified, because the less years that they've been there, it means that they've got less experience when it comes to dealing with queries and dealing with issues and things like that, I just prefer to look for a supplier that's been on Alibaba for a minimum of 5, let's say 4 years. Okay, so I found this supplier right here that's been there for 13 years and they're also verified. And all I'm simply going to do from this point is contact them by clicking on this option here where it says contact supplier. And you're going to simply copy and paste that same message to each and every single one. When I'm looking for a new supplier for a new product that I want to add to one of my e-com stores, I go all the way down on Alibaba.com just like this, and I copy and paste the same message to all the suppliers that meet the criteria on page 2, page 3, page 4, etc, etc. So this is definitely going to take some time for you to reach out to every single supplier, but the next step after that, once you start getting replies back from them in terms of the prices, in terms of everything like that, what you now need to do is make sure that you're going to actually make profit if you do decide to sell the item yourself. And the way that you can do that is by using a spreadsheet just like this. So this is a spreadsheet that I use every single time I'm sending money to my suppliers in China, just to make sure that I'm getting a decent return on investment in terms of the money that I'm sending to them. And it's very simple to use. I'm just going to show you an example of how it works. All of these figures here, all of these numbers are just an example, just to kind of break down what you need to do before you start sending money to any supplier in China. So as you can see right here, I've got the name of the product. I've got the quantity that I'm going to be buying, 15 pieces. I've got the unit price that it's going to cost me for each individual item. I've got the total amount in dollars. Then I've got the total amount in pounds that it's going to cost me. And the reason why I do that is because I'm going to be selling to customers within the UK. So I need to know how much it's going to cost me in terms of pounds, because I'm going to be pricing my items in pounds as well. And by the way, all of these cells here have formulas in them. So if I was to change the price that I think I'm going to sell the item for, so for example, I might change it to $11.99. As you can see, the profit changes as well as the return on investment. And within the spreadsheet, I've got all of the fees, all of the postage fees, everything like that. I've just hidden it just to make it a little bit easier for you guys. But this is basically what I do. I just like to make sure that I'm going to get 50% return on investment every single time I'm buying a product. Now, just to let you guys know, with everything I've shown you so far, I'm just giving you an example of what you guys need to do when it comes to starting your own eBay business. I'm not saying that you should sell DIY equipment. I'm not saying that you should sell the tape measure. All I'm trying to do is give you the breakdown of what you need to do and how you need to think when it comes to starting your own eBay business. So once you finally get your eBay business up and running, there's a few things that you need to make sure that you're doing so that you're maintaining your eBay account in the most effective way possible. And I'm going to go through the 4 most important things. So the first thing that you need to be aware of is that you need to become an eBay top rated seller. So if you wasn't already aware, there's 3 different levels that your eBay account can be. The top one is eBay top rated seller, the middle one is above standard, and the final one, which is the worst one to be, is below standard. So the reason why you want to become an eBay top rated seller is because of 2 main reasons. Number one, you're going to be able to save 10% off your eBay selling fees every single month. Second reason is because you're going to get pushed to the top of the search results, and customers will be able to see this because there's going to be a badge on your listing that's going to show that you're a top rated seller, which means that they're more likely to buy from you rather than someone else. Now, the reason why below standard is bad is because you're going to get pushed to page 5, page 6, page 7 of the search results, which means that you're not going to be able to make any sales. And the main aim of the game when it comes to building an eBay business is to try and make as many sales as possible. Now, for you to be able to maintain an eBay top rated seller status, you need to make sure that you're monitoring your feedback. If you didn't know already, eBay is built on a feedback system, which means that as soon as a customer buys from you, they're going to be allowed to leave you feedback within 90 days. And it's your job to make sure that you're accumulating as many positive feedbacks as possible and avoiding as many negative feedbacks as possible. Reason being is because the more negative feedbacks that you build up, the less likely customers are going to buy from you. Not only that, the more negative feedbacks you get, there's a chance that eBay may restrict your account. And for you to avoid as many negative feedbacks as possible, you need to try and deal with your customer service as efficiently as possible. So when I first started my eBay business, I made sure to respond back to customers within 10 minutes. I made sure to prioritize my customer service because I knew that if I made customers happy, not only would they leave me positive feedback, but they're going to come back and buy from me again and again and again. Once you understand that your entire business's future relies on your customers, that's when you now realize that you need to treat your customers with respect, respond back to them as quick as you can. If you can respond back to them within 10 minutes, 20 minutes, they're going to be really happy with that, which means that they're going to come back and buy from you in the future. And the way that you can make your customers happy is by shipping out your orders as quick as possible. So one of the reasons why I like to import stock from China and ship it out myself, in addition to doing drop shipping, but the reason why I like to prioritize shipping out my orders myself is because I'm going to be able to offer my customers 1 to 2 day delivery. And by doing this, I know that my customers are going to be really happy with it. So you need to try and find a way to ship out your orders really quick so that your customers receive it and they're happy. You don't want to leave your customers waiting for 10, 15, 20 days for them to receive their order. And once you start implementing these 4 things, that's where you're now going to be able to build a really successful eBay business. Now, if you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to press the like button. Don't forget to subscribe as well. Hit the bell notification so that YouTube can let you know when new videos have been released. And if you want to sign up to my step-by-step guide, Project eBay, where I go into a little bit more detail about everything you need to know about building an eBay business from scratch, all of the important things, everything I showed you in today's video, plus the little bits in between that I wasn't able to go through, then make sure that you visit www.projectebay.com, or you can visit the first link in the description down below. Or if you rather watch another YouTube video that I made not too long ago, where I break down the 5 money traps that you need to avoid if you are looking to build an e-commerce business, I'm going to leave that video right there. Make sure you check that one out straight after this one. I released it maybe 2-3 days ago, and it's helped out a lot of people. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next video. Make sure you stay safe out there. Peace.